Miss Dupee reported to the police that her husband was dead, knocked unconscious by a robber, then set on fire in the shed behind their home. He was burned beyond recognition. I was eager to find the solution, for I felt something was wrong. Something just did not add up. Miss Dupee did not seem sad about the terrible death of her husband. She seemed detached, almost anxious about getting things settled quickly. I decided that the best thing to do was to go and see my old friend Sherlock Holmes. He always saw things differently than I, and had a particular knack for locating important clues in a case that often baffled us.
So tell me about this interesting case.
It's very interesting. Mr. Dupee was found burned in his tool shed.
Is that so?
It seems Mr. Dupee heard a noise at night. He went to investigate and discovered an intruder.
Was the intruder in the tool shed then?
Why, yes.
How was it set aflame?
Apparently, the intruder knocked him unconscious, and the candle set the tool shed ablaze.
I'd like to see the scene of the crime.
Would you like to go now?
After I finish my pipe.
Smoked his pipe, and I outlined a plan for when we would arrive at the crime scene. I asked questions of Mrs. Dupee to distract her while Sherlock would venture outside to examine the scene of the crime. May we come in, sir?
Yes.
The home of Mrs. Dupee seemed quiet enough. Then we met the maid. She was in a hurry and was carrying the suitcases. Was someone about to leave?
Oh, the maid is here with some tea. Would you gentlemen like some tea?
Yes, please.
Splendid.
There you go.
Oh, thank you.
What are we going to do about that burning shed? Thank you.
What?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sherlock left as I began to question Mrs. Dupee about her marriage.
Married.
In 3 years.
Was it a happy marriage?
I wasn't.
Did you have any children?
I asked her many questions about her life, her husband, and her marriage. I hoped Sherlock would have time to find the clues I may have missed. Sherlock, true to form, found a candle near the shed. A wheelbarrow was nearby, and deep ruts led back to the house. My friend was coming through for me.
Can you tell Mr. Holmes what happened the night your husband was killed?
Well, it's very difficult for me, but I shall try. It was a quiet evening at home, and Mrs. Dupee heard the sound of shattering glass. I asked Mr. Dupee to investigate. He took a candle with him to the tool shed.
Who's out here?
Apparently, a robber in the shed surprised my poor husband and knocked him unconscious. He fell with the candle and set the shed on fire. He must have perished in the flames.
Holmes, you're back. Did you find anything?
Only this.
Oh, a bit of wax!
Sherlock Holmes said he had solved the case. He saw everything I had seen, but somehow he knew what the answers were. Holmes wants me to figure it all out on my own. I don't know how, and I need your help. Please go to the locations and look for clues. Then return and help me solve the case.
As Sherlock did, bringing this case to a conclusion.
I hope you've had as much fun solving this case as Sherlock did. I'm going to need your help, though. Let's see if your solution is the same as his was. Mr. Dupuy was angry. His wife's money was going to charity and not to him. This angered him to the point of murder. He planned his careful crime one evening as his wife sat in her chair. He decided to murder her and burn her body in the shed. Sneaking up behind, he struck her twice with the candlestick. Then he opened the door. Taking her body, he drug it outside. He placed it in the wheelbarrow and took it to the tool shed. There he laid his wife's body and set the shed aflame. He dressed in her clothes and called the police. He had inherited his wife's fortune by becoming his wife.